Hello and welcome to Salt All the Things. Today we're going to install a salty prey system where the mobs will complain about us more than we complain about them. Just kidding. We're going to talk about World of Warcraft. I'm Rocket. That's Trog.
Hey, everybody.
We are going to talk about the fun with a side of frustration that is the prey system today. But first, Trog, is there a little bit of housekeeping that has to be done?
Maybe a little bit. So
Tiny.
I wanted to let everybody know. We noticed there was a problem on the YouTube page and found that Trog had forgotten to upload an episode and had a couple of bad episodes in the playlist that were duplicated. So Trog has cleaned that all up now so that everybody can experience Rocket's sultry tones on all 16 episodes in the highest audio quality we have.
Hi, I'm Rocket. Welcome to Salt After Dark. Nah, it was a good catch. I'm glad we caught it. Hopefully, our loyal listeners like Salty Superfan Ryan and our fellow guildmate Winmar will appreciate having something new to listen to.
Yes, hopefully so.
But so side note, I guess I can go first this time. Housing continues to frustrate me because I can't get to rank 10. I've been working a lot on the project with Ray. I'll be uploading some videos this week, probably today or tomorrow.
Nice.
Just kind of depends when we have the time. I would really like to have some different Endeavor choices sometime soon. Hopefully that'll happen. Other than that, just kind of hitting that lull, and I've decided finally to kind of maybe just focus on Rocket and being the best rat that I can be.
What?
Right?
You're
I know.
not going to play 15 characters?
Right? Do I feel okay? Do I have a fever?
I'm pretty sure you have some kind of fever. Some kind of brain issue.
What kind of prompted that is I can still mess around with survival like on the side. It's not going to be my main spec, but it'll be something I play around with. And that'll help me get like my melee fix and everything. And I'll still, log in and do stuff on my ults. But as far as raiding and pushing keys, which I do want to do for the saddle, Rocket's going to be the one that gets all that done.
Well, I'm glad you finally come to a decision that you'll hold for 10 minutes.
I changed my mind, Trog.
No. We're only 3 minutes into the podcast.
No, it's too late. I changed my mind. I'm going back to the warlock.
This is what it's like to play with Rocket, by the way.
Yeah, I think I have frustrated several guildmates, so I'm just going to not talk about what goes on in my brain anymore when it comes to choosing a tune. I'm just going to do what I do and keep quiet.
I don't think you have that capability, sir.
It'd be a very boring podcast if I did.
It sure the hell would. I will agree with you there.
So what about you, Trog? Where are you at, state of game, and anything fun happened this week?
So in game, I decided that I wasn't getting my treatises made when I sent them in for guild orders. I got up my inscriptionist so I could make my own treatises. I've been doing a lot of profession stuff mostly. I did have some fun running delves with you and Kurnos the other day. That was a good time.
Yeah, we need to do that more often. It makes it less tedious.
Yeah, it is more fun. The thing I was saying before, while we were podcasting, before we were actually podcasting, was it feels lately like every bit of WoW is just the same thing. I think it's why I got so excited about the Abyss Anglers, because it feels different. Ritual sites, void assaults, dungeons, delves, raids. All you're doing is going somewhere where you just crank through your rotation over and over and over again. And I'll admit that is not driving a lot of joy in my life right now. So when I do get on WoW, I'm doing other things. Like I'm making builds for a couple alts that I want to play. I've got a tank in the wings ready to come up. I've been doing crafting and such, and flying around doing some quests that for some reason I had a bunch of quests that were completed that I just never turned in, so I went around and did that the other day. But that's kind of where I am right now, Rocket. It's just when I get on, it's hard to be motivated to do some of the, the standard fare. Wow, standard WoW fare
So,
right now.
yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like we go back to this water well quite a bit, but I mean, let's be honest. It's Blizzard's fault. They've put us in this position by almost giving us too much open world crap all at once, repeatedly, and then not polishing it enough so that we're frustrated with it when it lands. So we're already having negative emotions related to the thing, and then the fact that we are stuck doing it for the next 4 to 6 weeks or whatever doesn't really fill everybody with joy. Now, certain of the things I will do more than the others, right? Like, I think it was we were online yesterday or whatever, and you asked me about how many delves do you do a week, and I had to sit there and think about it. And I'm like, why do I do so many? It's because out of all the things to do, it's where I have the most fun, honestly. That and ritual sites are really getting me through. And unfortunately, I just finished all my achievements with the ritual sites. So, like, I'm with you. I understand the burnout of all these different systems being released so quick. It's kind of that same problem we've been talking about this whole time. Is not only are they releasing too much too fast, that's not finished, but it's just more of similar stuff. So it's like it's nothing that's really other than Abyss Anglers. I mean, that's like the most unique thing they've done. Even the Decor Duel, just like I did it the day of with you, and I've never gone back.
Yeah,
I have zero desire.
I also have had no desire to revisit that, even though it was something that felt different. It just didn't feel like something I had any interest in, right?
Right. So, like, I understand that, and it is that weird point in the start of the expansion. This is season 1 still. We have another big content patch coming, but for right now, like, the more things I can do with my friends online, that's how I'm going to be in the game. Like, I'll be honest, today I could have been on all morning, but I wasn't, and that's kind of weird for me to feel like I don't even want to be bothered if no one's online.
Yeah, it has been kind of a low point for people being online in general, and I know I'm kind of feeling right now every time I can get on, either nobody's on or everybody just got off.
Right.
That
I'm
seems
always
to be the Trog existence right now.
I'm always having to go to bed when everyone wants to run their keys at night. So it's like, ugh.
So you've got the opposite problem. For me, it lands right at dinner and family time.
Yeah.
And for you,
yeah,
it
yeah.
lands at
I'm ready to
bedtime.
play when you're eating. So, and then I go
I'll
to
agree
bed
with
when
you,
you're
though.
ready.
Like the delves, I welcomed that content a lot because it was something fun to do by yourself, something where, because dungeons are one of the best parts of WoW, or at least they have been traditionally.
Right.
It's just, I think that burnout is coming from everything feels exactly the same right now. Like when I sit down to play, I don't feel like anything fun is going on.
Right.
I just feel like I'm doing the same 3 things over and over and over again. And it probably has a little bit to do with, the one button rotation, but mechanical complexity was never really a draw for me in this game anyway. So I
Right.
don't think that's taken a lot away from my own personal experience,
I think you're absolutely right, where it's just like everything is so similar, nothing feels special. Like, we're sitting here waiting for labyrinths because those are going to be special.
I am
We're-
looking forward to labyrinths. Yeah, that's a really good point.
we're enjoying the new delves because they've made them, with the story variants and the different, each zone has a couple of different options of where it could be. So it's like there's enough variety that it's still special. It's repetitive, but it's not overwhelmingly repetitive.
Yeah. I get where you're going there.
Whereas with the Void Assaults, man, I was doing them on one of my tunes the other day just because it was easy catch-up gear and XP and stuff like that. But, like, just doing that for an hour, I was like, dude, I'm so done with these for the rest of the day.
Did they fix that thing where you couldn't get the currency when you did it on a low-level tune yet?
No, you still don't get you don't get the big currency. You can still get the little ones, the ones where you collect 100 of them or whatever.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, that is a good thing to bring up. Thank you, Trog, for segueing into my next point unintentionally. The currency, Blizzard, is out of control. Can we just stop with the excess amounts of extra currency that don't exist other than to give all of the addicts something else to collect? It's literally the only reason it's there. That thing that you have where you turn 100 of them into 10 of the other thing, why does it exist?
Yeah, that just feels crappy.
I don't need 10 at a time. I need hundreds of these things at a time.
Yeah, and just drop them onesie twosies or something. Don't make me have yet another currency to buy the new currency that I have to go back in town and turn on.
And then this week with the maintenance and the updates, we have the new currency to upgrade the gear past max mythic level right now. And that's all well and good. I don't mind having to collect it, but they instantly. So at first it was like the ritual sites, this is what our fearless cow was talking about show. The ritual sites were the best way to farm for it because it had like a 15 or 20% chance or whatever it is to drop from the chests at the end of the ritual sites. And you can complete a ritual site in less than 5 minutes. Now, everything else like keys and raid bosses had like a 30-something% chance, but it takes way longer to run that content. So everybody and their mom yesterday was farming ritual sites, and then today they've announced that they're going to fix it to where it's 100% drop from all the other stuff. And it's like, okay, they need to realize
so that window's already closed. I didn't even realize that.
Right? I was like, I was going to do ritual sites before raid. No, I'm not. There's a blue post about it.
Oh, that sucks. I didn't know they'd already turned off the thing that show called out.
So it's not so much that they turned it off. They've actually made it better for what you and I want to engage in, Trog. So like you can do tier 11 delves, and at the end, the box has a 100% chance to have that currency. As long as it's a bountiful delve. Okay? Same thing with your praise. If you're doing a nightmare prey, the box at the end will have a guaranteed one of those currencies. So like you can rack up the 5 real quick, right? But it's kind of a slap to all the people who put in the work doing the system as it was intentionally released. And it goes back to, I feel like they don't take enough time ahead of time to realize who we are as a player base. We are going to find the quickest route to be done with your bullcrap collection as possible.
That's true. WoW players are interested in efficiency.
Efficiency is key over everything. So if you release it on X day where this is the most efficient path, everyone's going to do that for the next 24 hours. Those who can sit there and play long. Fortunately, I didn't suffer from this because I didn't have a chance. But had I had a chance, I'd be a little salty about it today that somebody can just do a delve and get the same thing that I farmed for hours for.
And that behavior comes from WoW and its reputation as being such a frickin' grindy game, right?
Yep. Because we all have the vanilla PTSD.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the vanilla one, but I agree.
Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King. I mean, anybody who played through Shadowlands, Trog, you're lucky you dodged that bullet. But let me tell you, I'm still suffering from that.
Lots of people are.
A lot of my behavior comes from fear of missing out that I missed out on in Shadowlands because of just the vast quantities of stuff I had to do. I missed out on things.
I kind of feel that way about the current game state. Like, I want to collect achievements. I love to do mounts. I used to like the pets before they kind of just threw that system to the side for a while. Like, but now I feel like there's so much to do. I get a little bit of analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
And then since everything that you're doing in that game all feels exactly the same, I also get bored really fast.
Right. It's like, which one of the boring tasks do I want to do?
Yeah, and the answer for me is none of them.
None.
I'm going to go play
None
another
right now.
game.
I'm going to go do something else. Yep. Unless my teammates are on and want to do it with me, that's the only way I'll do it right now. And
I'm kind of in the same place. I don't really do anything unless like Show or You is on, or we got a couple of guildies on so that I can like hang out with my friends.
Yeah, at the very least, I have someone to talk to in Discord. That's the bare minimum requirement to get me to be online right now.
I still enjoy this game for hanging out with my friends. Like that's still my primary draw. It's not the video game itself at all anymore.
No, and it used to be kind of in between. Like the game was exciting enough that if my friends weren't around, I could still enjoy myself for a few hours until they were around.
Yeah.
But now everything is just such a slog. And like I get kind of where they were coming with what they're doing. Accessibility is good. It's going to get more people to play the game, but it's also like a double-edged blade, man. Because if you do this and it gets a lot of people playing the game and this is their experience, they're burned out before halfway through the first season of just not so much burnout on content, but, you know, the quality or lack thereof of the content and the quantity of the content can be overwhelming.
I know it would drive you potentially to a different game, right?
Yeah, it's something simpler, something that doesn't have, 50 weeklies that you got to worry about and 3 different reps that are current right now for no good reason.
I was actually thinking the other day about, remember back in BC when you had to farm like the races to get those one mounts? Like everything was a daily farm that you had to do for weeks at a time.
Right. I mean, I go back as far as to remember. I can tell you exactly how long it took me to farm for the Winter Saber mount back in the day. Like, it took me months. Like, you had to go out there every day for months to get the reputation to max.
That's the one where you had to grind all those bears in that small area.
Yeah, the Furlbogs. Yeah, you had the one tribe that you had to get, and then you had to get the other tribe up afterwards.
Jeez, that's crazy.
So it's just like, okay, I guess I know what I'm doing. But,
and the game has come so far since those days, right?
It has.
PvP is more fun than it used to. I think raiding is more fun than it used to be. The dungeons in some ways are better and in some ways they're not. I've kind of talked a lot about how I miss some of the more sprawling dungeons.
I think we'll get that brain tickle with the labyrinths is what I hope.
I'm really hoping so too. That you're right that is a feature that I'm really looking forward to myself.
I'm chomping at the bit, man. I'm holding off. I really, really want to experience that.
Well, maybe we should get into our actual topic today because I think it intersects with a lot of the stuff we've been talking about.
Yeah, it does intersect because it is one of the new features that they've introduced that I actually really enjoy. However, just like everything else recently, Prey. It is fun, but it does have a side of frustration. So, how do you want to tackle this, Trog? Do you want to just talk about what we like? Do you want to start with what we don't?
Well, maybe in case we have anybody out here who is not familiar with the praise system, do you want to give them a rundown of what it is and how it works?
Cool. Yeah. It's actually something I really enjoy. I actually look forward to doing this every week, even though there's really not much in the way of rewards other than cosmetics and things for me now. So praise system, it starts in Silver Moon. There's a dude. Oh man, I always forget his name, but he yells at you a lot, so you'll get to know him really well. Depending on where you are in things, if you have the correct gear and things, you can do what's called the nightmare version, you can do a hard version, or you can do normal. And I will tell you this, for a fully decked out level 90, I think Rocket just finally hit level 280 eye level today. The first two are just nothing burgers. I can do them without very much effort. I could be watching YouTube and actually complete the praise. The nightmare mode, however, is quite a jump. And that's actually something I wish they had done a little bit better, is make the leap from hard mode to nightmare a little bit smoother. Like, it's such a difference between the two. It's vastly different. With hard mode, you don't even have to worry about the little circle or anything. So I would like to see them kind of tweak that a little bit. But nightmare mode is by far the most engaging, and it's fun. Heavy
I love
quotation
how there was
marks.
a question mark.
Right. It's fun. It's a little bit on the cheap side, and I think Trog will back me up on that.
Oh, man. You want me to talk about how I feel about this? Because I feel a lot of things.
So the idea behind the system is it's another kind of pillar for open world completion. It actually adds slots to your Great Vault. They count just as high as tier 11 delves for doing the Nightmare Praise. Plus, the first two that you do every week give you a box with, I believe, a chance at either champion or heroic gear in it.
I think it's champion gear. I think
you're
I've got
right.
hero gear from it.
I think you're right. I think it's champion gear. But even so, if you're working on your gear and you have some veteran slots that you just can't get rid of, this is a great, fun, easy way to get some, hopefully, replacement pieces that'll tide you through. Get you more ready for raids and keys if that's your speed. Or, if you're like me, you just use it for the vault, and that's how you gear up your tune completely.
That was a good introduction, Rocket.
I really do like the system, but like I said, I wish that the steps of the ladder were a little more defined. Like, the normal mode is complete nothing sauce. Hard mode, the guy hits a little harder. The boss fight is actually challenging, but the hunt itself is never the issue. Once you take the dive into nightmare mode, the entire thing becomes the issue. And here's where I'll let Trog chime in.
Yeah, so I have played a lot of Dark Souls, like a lot of Dark Souls. My good friend Elric, if he's listening, introduced me to that game, and I have played all of them many times.
You talk about it a lot.
I really enjoy content like that doesn't baby you. It tells you, here is the challenge you need to overcome, and you got to figure it out, right? That's what those Dark Souls games are. And you have to master the systems, and you have to learn the systems. And it's a game that does not give you a lot of hand-holding or tutorials. There is a very short tutorial at the beginning, which is not really a tutorial. It's messages on the ground, so you can just run right past them and not even look at them if you want.
Oh,
right? God. So, I appreciate that, because in the contract that a Dark Souls player makes with, the Dark Souls games, you're expecting a challenge. You're expecting the game to be hard and punishing. I mean, if you die in Dark Souls, you drop all of your currency. You have souls in Dark Souls, and if you drop those on the ground, they will be on your body. And if you do not make it to your body and you die again, they are all gone. I have lost like 20,000 souls in a death before. Yeah, like several levels. And it feels terrible. But it always feels like it's fair. When I do something stupid like that, it's because I overextended. I should have stopped. I should have used my souls before I went into this hard area, right? I know that I, as a player, made a mistake.
That is the natural outcome of my choices.
Right. And then there's the prey system. The prey system, like Blizzard, this is something they're normally really good at, so I don't know why they got this so wrong. Normally, like when you do a normal dungeon, right? Things are when you do a story dungeon, they're even easier. When you do it on normal, and then you do it on heroic, and they introduce maybe a new mechanic, and the abilities hit harder, or the mobs have more health, right? Or maybe now things start happening together instead of separately, so you have to deal with them differently. Blizzard is really good about slowly introducing mechanics like that over time. And with Prey, like you said, you have normal, you have hard, which are nearly the same. I never struggled with a hard Prey.
Honestly, both of those first two steps I didn't have an issue with. Yeah, maybe a boss mechanic, maybe.
They're not hard. I mean, the one that roots you is kind of annoying.
Yeah,
but
the Death Knight guy who grips you and then stuns you. But you can overcome that just by, anticipation for the next time.
But then you enter Nightmare mode for the first time. And now it's like, by the way, here's a whole bunch of new mechanics that we're not going to explain to you that you've never been introduced to before. And the mechanic, like Dark Souls, if you lose, we're going to reset your progress back to the beginning, which is okay if the system is well built and it doesn't allow for cheap, stupid deaths. Like I was doing that achievement for doing the 100 fish while on a Nightmare Prey. And the advice that I got from both Show and Rocket was to finish the prey, make sure he's spawned and you know where he is, because then you stop getting the kill for me voice things. So I did that.
And the ambushes stop too.
And the ambushes stop.
The only thing you get is the clone.
And the circles on the ground. So I noticed after, because I'm sitting there fishing for like 40 minutes or something to get that achievement. So what I start noticing is those two mechanics must be on very close timers because they almost always happen together. But I was sitting there doing my fishing, minding my own business, and I was used to it would spawn on that rock over there or that place behind me or in the middle of the water. And I'm on my druid, so I knock it back, and then I just go back to fishing as soon as I'm out of combat again. But then I'm standing on a rock fishing, and I'm at like 70 fish, and it spawns underneath the rock and hits me immediately. And I'm like, I have been doing this for 30 minutes, and that has not happened once.
Right.
And now it happened. And I've had that happen.
You were told you were safe,
and
you were not safe.
I've had that happen plenty of times while I'm actually on the prey, and nothing feels worse in the world than you're almost done with the prey, and then it spawns under you and kills you with no chance for you to react, and now you have to start over again.
I happened to be in Discord when I think one of these incidents actually occurred, because all I heard was expletive, expletive, F this game, expletive, expletive. I'm never doing this again, expletive.
Dude, I almost quit the game. I almost just shut down the game. I was holding my mouse in my hand and I almost chucked it across the room. I was so mad.
You almost did the old controller bashing.
Oh my God, I was so mad. Because it was like the fourth time in a row it had happened, and every time I almost had the prey spawned, and then it happened again.
And you didn't create the word, but you used the word to apply it to it. I want to say it was about a month ago. It was the first time I heard you use this word to describe it, and the word is cheap. It's a cheap shot to the player at that point.
It really is. Nothing that improves the game. See, I love that Blizzard is trying to make things challenging.
Yeah.
I didn't beat all the Nemesis bosses on the plus mode last expansion, partially because I think on the last one I just didn't care.
The last one was almost impossible, man. I never got it. So
I struggled with that one a lot. But I also was kind of checked out at that point too. But the second one, I actually worked on that, and the first one, I dedicated 2 days, like doing it with a couple of different characters because I was reading strategies online, seeing if I could make them work. And I said, you know
Yeah.
what? Like I'm good with my lock, so I just need to like focus on doing this on my lock until I get it, and I got it, and I
Right.
felt very accomplished because I feel like they did do those right. There's you fight those during the delves. There's an easier mode so you can see kind of all the mechanics and you can get a feel for the fight. And then there's the hard one where
Right.
if you screw up, and that's the key. If you screw up, if you make a mistake, if you miss a mechanic, you die. And now you have to start all over again. I know friggin' pallies have their easy button, so they have to, screw up twice before they are punished.
They have to mess up 2 or 3 times.
But that is good game design. This prey system is lazy, sloppy game design that doesn't feel hard. It doesn't feel fun. It feels cheap, repetitive, and stupid. I hope, Rocket, that when Labyrinths come out, they do a bump up on Delve difficulty. I would really love to explore like a large sprawling dungeon that has save points. I love that because I love things that I can consume in small bits.
It reminds
would-
me of like Gauntlet. I really hope they go for like a Gauntlet feel. If you've ever played Gauntlet or Gauntlet Dark Legacy, you just massively explore this dungeon, and there's like 2 or 3 save points on each map because that's how hard it actually is to progress.
There's a couple of board games that I liken it to as well. There's the game Dungeon. If anybody's played that, it's a Wizards of the Coast game. That it's a really simplified dungeon crawler that gets harder, but you can level up while you're doing it. And Talisman. It kind of there's some Talisman vibes there, and some of the stuff they've talked about that
That's
I don't
my
like.
hope.
Talisman, I think, is a very boring board game, but if they did it right and they had some kind of like random encounters or maybe hard mobs, you come around a corner. I want content in WoW where I'm fighting for my life and it's hard. I want easy content too, but there's a dearth of of hard content in the game that does not just feel cheap and stupid right now. And I think that's my problem with Prey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I went off on a rant there.
No, you're good, man. Because again, I feel like there's a lot of people that would share that opinion. I'm with you on almost all of it. Like I feel it just goes back to what we've talked about before, which is like this is such a cool, unique feature, and I want to love it so much. It's like the quote from your movie podcast that you talked about. If this was just a little bit better, I would love it.
I love that quote.
you know, and Prey is just right there. It's just so close to being like chef's kiss to the players, right? And I'm going to share a personal story of what happened just like not even a day ago. I was doing it on Rocket to get my, praise done for the week. And I had a similar experience to what you had with the clone just spawning below me or on top of me. But mine was actually a little worse because I happened to be in the water. I was having to cross water because when I got ambushed and I killed the ambush successfully, the red mist cloud decided to go across a body of water and be in the water, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to book it over there. I'm going to, backstab the dude and move on with my life, right? Nope. The minute I get in the water and I'm slowed down is when the thing spawns below me and I can't see it, and it killed me instantly.
Oh, that is so frustrating. Yes, especially when it happens during a cloud. It's a minor gripe, but in Void Storm, there's a couple of areas where there's a red mist everywhere. And
Right.
so it's almost impossible to find the red mist that's associated with the dude.
There's times I just don't even bother, man. I just move on and go do it. They did a good job of making you not stick to that little circle area anymore.
I do appreciate that change, yes.
I can
you're right.
go all over the map. I can do a world quest and progress my prey bar quicker. So, like, if I happen to get cheap shotted like that, it's easier now to come back from it than it used to be, but it still doesn't feel good.
No, it feels it feels cheap.
It's
And
cheap.
it makes you not want to play anymore, or at least makes me not want to play anymore.
And then the other thing that happened, and I don't know, I get the feeling like they programmed it this way on purpose, but why is it that when I'm on a prey hunt and I drop in and I'm progressing my prey, I'm killing things, the guy's ambushing me, everything's fine, but the exact second that there are no killable mobs around me is when I get yelled at.
I also feel like they programmed it that way because that has happened so many freaking times to me.
I wish I could just get a clicker and I'll just start clicking every single time. I have killed everything within a 300-yard radius of my character, and the guy pops up and says, "Kill for me now."
I think I was commenting that same day that I had that rage burst because I was doing all of my prey in Zul'Aman, I think, and Eversong with you guys. So I think I was doing like 6 prey in a row.
Right.
And every freaking time, I would clear the zone, I'd go, "Kill for me now." And I'm like, God damn it, now I got to find a crater somewhere.
So, like, yeah, the easy way around that, dear listeners, is try to find an easily killable mob, like, one of the non-combat critters that you can quickly target and kill. Or what I've actually started doing, Trog, is especially out there in Eversong, I'll grab the big plant T-Rex guys and just kite them around with me. I won't focus them. I'll have just enough health on it so when he yells, "Kill for me," I can turn around and burn it and just shut him up.
That is funny. That is a fun solution for that problem.
So you're basically kiting mobs for the sheer purpose of not having to deal with that.
Oh, man. See, I'll talk about what I would want from Prey.
Sure.
For this Prey system, not just 2 canned activities that you do, one or the other, right? And not 3 random effects that are applied every time. Like, lean into this more. Make those effects have to do with the mob that the prey is for. Give them some minions so that there's some extra mobs in world quest areas
maybe
that
like
now you have to
lieutenants
deal
that
with.
we have to take out first.
Right. That would be some fun stuff if the stuff was thematic, if there was stuff that surprised you, but also that they introduce you to, and they don't just like go, "Oh, by the
Here
way,
it is." Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Even if they just throw you in, if it's fair, it doesn't feel terrible. I will point back to my long diatribe about Dark Souls. When I die in that game, I know it's because I'm a crappy player.
Well, it's not
because the game
not so much you're a crappy player, it's just you just overreached. You overdid it.
Well, sometimes it is very much because I'm a crappy player.
Well, I was trying to give you a branch, but
Oh no, I can admit it, but like I've played enough Dark Souls now that I think that has made me better at video games in general, because like there was a long time between old school like console games. I'm talking about like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis.
I'm with you. Yeah.
And games like Dark Souls and harder games like I'm
Yeah.
playing a lot of Slay the Spire 2 right now. This game is not built to be easy. Your health is a resource. You have to manage it very, very well. And if you die, you start over. And it's a rogue like, not a rogue light, meaning the game does not get easier the more time you invest into it. It's always the same game. You just have to get better as a player. And that's what I want from WoW. That's what I want from these prey systems. Make them thematic and make them difficult, but not cheap. I'm asking for a lot, aren't I?
Not really. I mean, again, it seems like we're asking for a lot because they've released too much all at once. If they would have just focused on, hey, we're going to lean into prey, we're going to lean into the delves. Yeah, we're going to have this other stuff sporadically, but it seems like every couple of weeks right now, we're getting new stuff to do on top of all the crap we still have to do. Well, you don't have to, but if you want the rewards and such from it, and they know my tism. They know me very well. I'm a completionist. So, you know, focus on making it as fun as possible, like they did back in the day. My thing is, to piggyback off what you said, is a little variety would be nice, because right now with the praise, it's either, you know, kill a bunch of things to get the guy to ambush you as much as possible, you know, in between picking up the traps, right?
Yeah.
Then you get the thing where, okay, you got to disable five random things, and then that quest is done. Or you get the one where you get the foot race, which I find more frustrating than fun lately.
I enjoy the foot race. I wish there were more special things like that.
So, like, I would like to see, kind of like what you said, is make it to where, like, it's a stair-step progression to reveal the guy. So maybe if we're fighting, like, there's the gnome enemy that we track down every now and then. She likes to shoot you from range and stuff like that. She's a recycler, I think, right? So maybe have there be some machines that we have to disable that will get her lieutenant to spawn. And if we can defeat the lieutenant, it gives up the location of her, you know, that kind of thing. Why is it just shoot a bunch of random things in the face until she pops up?
Just do a bunch of world quests. Do the thing that you're already doing all the time.
And again, if that's what you want me to do, Blizz, cool, but lean into it. Make the world quests actually interact with each other.
Man, and this is the stuff that Blizzard used to be really good at, too.
Yes.
They used to be so good at content that, like, I say this all the time. I think dungeons were the differentiator in WoW. I mean, there's a lot of good things in this game, but
dungeons have been the pillar for a long time.
Right. Before anything else was around, right? The dungeons were the draw for World of Warcraft.
Shadowfang Keep. What's the one you and I always talk about? The
Wailing
Caverns.
Caverns. Favorite.
Wailing Caverns. Stuff like that is, like, amazing.
And so with Prey, we had an opportunity because when I heard about the Prey system, I'm like, oh man, that almost sounds like an open world dungeon that would be variable, and you're not quite sure when, you know, you're going to have to deal with this boss, but you know they're out there, right? And like having to deal with their minions or their real machinations, as opposed to just showing up and going, ha ha ha, I'm hunting you now.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what it feels like a lot of the time.
Here I am, see?
Try to kill me again.
Oh, you succeeded. I'll get you next time, He-Man.
And that it does feel cartoony and stupid, as opposed to how this game used to feel, like how
dangerous.
Yeah, like when Arthas came back to the kingdom and murdered his father in front of everybody, right? In front of the entire court. He just killed him with Frostmourne and went, yeah, I'm the boss now. And now we have happy friendship elf time mode, where we're going to take this font of power and we're just going to turn it into a slightly different font of power to solve the font of power problem that all the elves seem to have.
Hey, other elves, remember when we massacred all of you? Yeah, that's all cool, right? We good now, right?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Like, I know I was there. I know I laughed gleefully when I murdered your wife, but it's all good. It's been like 1,000 years. We can.
I mean, come
let
on.
Bygones be
We're
bygones.
elves. We can get over that, right? Serious.
Oh, man.
Super happy elf fun time.
That's what I was thinking while I was doing that quest. I'm like, well, one, I don't care about elves in any kind of fantasy. I think they're literally the most boring, lazy fantasy race out there, and I can't stand them. Why?
And yet WoW has how many different ones?
Oh, all of them.
And you know what's even more atrocious, Trog? One of your favorite races were elves.
Oh, yeah, trolls.
Yeah.
But this is a horde problem, right? Silver Moon City was invaded. Why was the entire horde not there standing guard in Silver Moon City?
Yeah.
Why were they sitting somewhere else with their thumbs up their butts doing nothing at all? So that we had to go to all of the different elf races to ask them for help. It would be cool if this storyline was going to like evolve into the elves are going to seed from the Alliance and the Horde, and the elves are going to be their own faction. That would be cool, but I don't think Blizzard has that much imagination or creativity.
That's pie in the sky right there.
It would be awesome, though, wouldn't it?
It would. A whole new faction of just all the elves.
Man, I used to think about that a lot back in the day. I'm like, I would like it a lot more if instead of good guys and bad guys, Horde and Alliance, if instead every faction was kind of just their own thing and they had uneasy agreements with the other factions, which when I look as an outsider into the Alliance, that's what I often see. I see that it's a loose coalition of races that know that none of them can kind of beat back the orcs and the undead by themselves. So they banded together, right?
Right. And then they kind of rally behind the humans because, you know, for lack of a better analogy, they're the most powerful. So, you know, they're the most prevalent. So they're going to be the phalanx that we all rally behind and support.
And on the Horde side, this kind of happens too, right? Like the trolls that are in the Horde are from sects of trolls that were being terrorized by bigger, meaner sets of trolls, right? And we have all like formed these coalitions, but they're strong coalitions. Wouldn't it be really cool if like there's all these loose coalitions and you can side with them to get like bonuses or quests or something for that grouping, like the gnomes and the goblins teaming up to be an engineering faction would be awesome. I would join that in a second.
Dude, gnomes, goblins, and dwarves?
No, too many alliance races.
I'm trying to think of the other Horde one that would be tinkering.
Oh, you know what? Your beloved foxes might have a room in that.
Yeah, there you go. Volpera, gnomes, and dwarves.
Okay, I'll allow dwarves
with
in
goblins.
if we allow Volperas in.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's the shorty faction.
The Short Bus Alliance.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, we strayed way off of prey for a second, but I'm going to reel us back in for just a minute. So what are some other things that you would like to see them expound upon? My big theory right now is that at some point we're going to fight whatever his name is.
Yeah, at least I hope so, because I really want to kill that dude.
I would love to see him pop up in a labyrinth as a boss, like a random nemesis type boss. All right, if you're listening, Blizzard, that is my wish.
I would love to see, sort of like how there's 11 ranks of difficulty in a delve. I'd love to see that kind of scale where we slowly build up, and every level you go up, it it adds something or makes things a little bit harder, but also increases the rewards. I think the system they put together for delves is really positive. I would like to see them like just blatantly steal from some of those systems and make other systems better.
Yeah. So like we've talked about it before, like why is it that I have to go to my character screen or my portrait to select the difficulty of what I'm doing? The system is in place already for delves. You walk up to the portal, you tell it what difficulty you want.
Yeah, very much so.
Why can't we do that for everything? Raids, dungeons. I mean, it exists for keystones. It's the same idea as putting your key in. But like even just regular dungeons, like do you want to run this on normal or heroic or follower? And you can choose right at the instance portal.
Yeah. That's good stuff because it allows the player to control their experience, right? It allows them to opt into the difficulty level that they want, and that is always a positive thing.
So, like, my wish list for Prey is minimal. But I think it's very important that going forward, some of these changes actually happen. And the first thing on the list is make it less cheap.
Yes, I think that is definitely the first thing on the list. Would it be cool if with the next expansion, they get the prey right, and it's like a dungeon out in the world that varies and has different mechanics based on the theme of the person running it, kind of like the delves are different based on the theme inside the delve. And the delves have been tuned, and now there's a few there's one or two labyrinths with every patch or something, right? Like, this is starting to sound like an interesting game, but now we need something other than just you're in combat nonstop and that's all you do.
Right. Because, dude, like, as fun as that can be for a few seconds, prolonging that, like the other day, like the incident that happened in the water, that was not a fun time.
No, I imagine you almost hurled a piece of equipment in a wall.
I was out there doubling up. I was double dipping. I was doing a prey as well as one of the void assaults, to fill the bar for the week.
The thing you told me never to do.
Right. But I told you that I found a way to make void assaults tolerable, and that's to do them while doing prey.
I don't know that
they're definitely not boring if you do that. But then, like I said, the incident with the water happened, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing these at the same time anymore. That was ridiculous that happened. Not only did it spawn the mist in the water, which made me angry, but then I go to deal with it, and it spawns the clone underneath me, and I can't see it because it's in the red mist. And I'm in the water.
Man, we've been saying it a lot lately, but all of this just, like, comes back to the same thing. Like,
polish.
And maybe test it just a little bit before you throw it out there.
And the sad thing is they have. They just refuse to acknowledge the response of the testing.
Man, it's so sad because I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. I keep saying this.
We are.
I remember when a new Blizzard game was something you got really worked up and excited for, and I feel like that's no longer the case.
I'm not as hype every time there's, and I think again, the cadence of release for content is part of the problem. The lack of polish for said content is not doing them any favors. And then the PR nightmares that have been happening recently, like even for someone as diehard, like, dude, for everyone who's not aware, Trog has gotten on my case many, many times as to like, why don't you just play something else? And I'm like, because this is where I've dumped all my money and all my time. I don't want to play anything else. I want this to be good.
Have you ever heard of the sunk cost fallacy?
I'm sure that I have, because you've probably said it before.
Well, I mean, you just stated it out loud in your rant, so.
But
thumbs up, sir.
Again, I know it's an emotional attachment to the thing that I have, right? But there's nothing wrong with wanting the thing that I love to be good, right?
No, I agree 100%. I just love giving you crap.
I know it. And you know, I've taken my breaks from the game like other people have. I've played Star Wars: The Old Republic. I've had, you know, I bring up the joke that every once in a while on my Facebook feed will be the post of me saying I'm never playing WoW again. And here I am doing a podcast about playing WoW. So, you know, never is a very strong word that means nothing, apparently, to Rocket.
Well, I could have told you that.
But the fact of the matter is, I think they, and when I say they, I'm speaking directly about the developers at this point, because I realize that they have overlords to answer to, but they also have the ability to say to said overlords, too much, too fast, too crappy, let's pump the brakes, please. The billions of dollars you spent acquiring us is being wasted because of what you're doing.
I actually don't think the developers have that kind of autonomy or ability to flag like that. Unfortunately, it's sad, but it's also the truth.
I wish that they did. There's got to be somebody like a supervisor, like, you know, if it's not Ian and it's not Holly, who can they go to and be like, this is way too much?
Man, see, those are the two people that I have a little bit more like consternation about.
Uh-huh.
Because they go out and they say ridiculous things in interviews like,
We're not sacrificing quality.
We're not sacrificing quality when clearly that is the number one thing happening.
Are you playing the game, dude? Are you watching?
I do wonder if Ian actually does play the game.
I don't think he does anymore. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he stopped playing years ago.
And that's just kind of sad because we need people who are as passionate about this game as we are.
If I was smart enough to be a dev, I would try to become one, but that's not my wheelhouse. I am a consumer and a complainer.
Well, I am a developer, and that's why we are going to make the best MMO ever someday, sir.
Yes.
And I will invite all of our listeners to
and
join.
we're gonna call it Tortoise WoW. Not Turtle WoW. Tortoise WoW.
No. Not a WoW clone. An actual good game.
Oh, got you. We want it to be good.
Yeah.
See, I was confused. Sorry.
Okay, so one more idea for the prey system.
No, keep them coming. I actually have a few more, too.
What if once a week we got like a mythic prey or something?
Right?
Like
or what if the dude was the mythic prey?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Make him like the nemesis, not necessarily the difficulty of the double question mark, but make him challenging and make him only available once a week.
And maybe the punishment for not beating him is you get one chance at him a day or something.
Right.
Well, Rocket,
and then I would like to see better rewards strategies for things like the prey system. Because with the vast quantity of stuff to do, you and I were talking about this the other day, gearing is a non-issue at this point.
It really is.
Like, you will out-gear whatever rewards you're doing really quickly, just by doing a few extra things.
Yeah, do a handful of delves. You got some good gear.
And then like between the vault, the delves, the prey, running heroic dungeons, doing a heroic raid, like I am not hurting. Like again, I casually play this game and my character's at eye level 280. I have two others that are very close to it as well.
Is that what you call your play of this game, casual?
I'm more casual than I am sweaty. I will say that. Like, okay, I casually raid and do dungeons and mythic keys, right? I am sweaty when it comes to open world and delves and stuff. I do it all because I enjoy it.
That is an interesting way to phrase it, but I'm not going to disagree with your characterization of yourself there.
I mean, I am me, so I kind of know me a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. But if I'm gonna label myself as something, I'm a sweaty casual.
Sweaty casual. Well, Rocky, you've let me talk way too much this episode. You need to tell everybody what your ideas are for.
Well, we kind of hinted at them again, like better rewards. I would like more of a stair-step progression. Like back in the day, we were talking about how dungeons went from normal to heroic, and there was an obvious like learning that happened between the two. And then when they started introducing the mythic dungeons, again, obvious learning that happens and gearing that has to happen in between. With the prey system, it's kind of like, pancake, waffle, sirloin steak. Like you go from like natural progression to, whoa, this is way too difficult all of a sudden.
Sometimes your analogies really catch me by surprise. But you know what? That was a damn good analogy.
You know, the easy mode is definitely easy. It's pancake, and then hard is, you know, it's again the boss encounters are what make that mode challenging. Nothing else. Like the prey hunt itself still is easy as a pancake, but depending on which boss you're encountering, it can be a little challenging. So it's a waffle, and then you dive into nightmares, and it's like, dude, all of a sudden I'm expected to make a steak. What's going on?
Oh crap! I have to cook this too.
Yeah. But so that's one thing is I'd like to see more of a natural stair step progression with the difficulties. I would love to see them do something with the guy we've been doing all this stuff for. Like I'm at the point where pretty much other than the mythic crests and cosmetic rewards, there's no real reason for me to do these anymore other than to advance my vault maybe. But give us something like some story beat or something that makes sense. Like, why are we continuing to have to do this stuff for the guy? Like, cool, I get to choose my own praise, but make those more rewarding too, maybe.
Man, do you think all this praise stuff is eventually going to feed back into like the Blood Knights, right? Because they've kind of seemed like they've scrubbed that out of the elves a little bit.
The
but
Sandlin.
that was a big deal.
Yeah. I would love to see more story beats about it. Like, give us more flavor. Like, put more meat on the bone there, Blizzard. You've got the beginnings, and like, again, it's driving me crazy lately. They do like 80 to 90% of the work, and then they're like, okay, we're done. I'm out. Good enough.
Yeah, let's ship it and move on to the next thing.
Hey, by the way, we've got the 0.7 patch coming in 4 weeks, guys. Are you excited? No, I can barely swallow the patch you just gave me. Thank you.
I really hate that specifically.
Yes.
The fact that
they want us to be excited. Cool. Give us a chance to be excited.
Yeah, I don't understand why when the 0.5 patch drops the next day, we've got to start talking about the next patch that's going to drop. I'm like, you just gave me new content. Can I maybe finish this content first before?
And not only that, but it's semi-busted content as well.
It doesn't even work well.
So give me a chance to be upset and deal with that before you hit me with, oh, well, the next one's going to be even more busty. Which I am excited for 0.7, by the way. I know it's a little off topic, but I think it's going to open up accessibility options for rating that haven't existed for a long time. And I think a lot of WoW players are going to be pleasantly happy with the flexible rating for Mythic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that I am looking forward to that because for our guild in particular, it's going to make that type of rating actually possible for us to do. So
to explain the math to people real quick. So what's happening is we're getting a single boss raid encounter in the 0.7 patch, but they're finally allowing it to be flex rateable with Mythic, which means you don't need a full team of 20, which for our guild in particular, and I know several other players that I used to play with in particular will benefit from this. It just opens the possibility for people to maybe get a Mythic kill once in a while instead of zero chance because we can't have 20 people.
What was the flex amount again? Because I can't remember.
So I want to say it's anywhere from 15 and up.
Okay.
So, I mean, if we can't get 15, we can't get 20 for sure. I could be wrong. I want to say it might even be 12. Okay. I think they said 12. But I'll have to do some research. But it's really exciting news, and I don't want to gloss over it too much because, again, Blizzard has put a bad taste in our mouth because they just released 0.5, and they're already talking about 0.7, and 0.5 was as crappy as it was.
Yeah. No, slow your roll, guys. Slow your roll.
Again, give us a chance. If you want us to enjoy it, let us enjoy it.
Well, this is a video game. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be how we escape from all of the crap going on right now everywhere. Right?
Everywhere you look, yeah.
This this is an escape for us, and instead, it's just it feels more like a disappointment lately than an escape, and that's sad.
And it makes me sad. And again, I understand that's why a lot of people aren't playing right now, except for raid night. And it frustrates me because I don't necessarily have the means. I guess I could figure out what the cheapest alternative is. Like, you keep talking about your Ninja Turtle game, but like, I looked on my Switch, and to buy that with all the things that I would want was like, 30 to $40.
That's why you buy things on Steam, sir.
Well, you'll have to get with me on that later. But yes, I believe we have sufficiently beaten this prey horse. I think we've been pretty clear, like, what the improvements need to be. Is there anything you need to add?
No, I agree with you. I think we've really we've really milked this topic. What are we going to be talking about next week, Rocket?
Next week, we will enter the exciting topic of something that I actually didn't think we'd be talking about very much, because I didn't plan to engage with it very much. And that is the Mythic Plus Glow Up. Mythic Plus is way more accessible and actually something that I feel I can accomplish this go around. So we're going to talk about that next time.
Okay. Well, I am excited for that topic because there has been a lot of changes on that.
Yeah. Lots of positive changes. Still a little tweaking I think needs to happen here and there. But we'll get
definitely
into that next time. But for today, be careful out there while you're doing your praise. Don't get cheap-shotted. And just remember, Rocket and Trog care about you. Stay salty.
Bye, everybody.